We're live. Thank you. Good morning, folks. We'll get this meeting started in just a minute. Let's see. You want some, I think we've got festive Krispy Kreme donuts and some fruit and coffee. Go help yourself. We'll get started here. I'm going to go ahead and start recording and get my shared screen up so you guys can see. Oops. Hopefully the right. Well, we'll see. She says that right as I'm like, where'd my other screen go? It's in the way. There we go. My little guy over there. It won't move. All right. Looks like we've got people online. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know about you, but I cannot believe it's December of 2023. Everybody's quiet here. It's like, it is December. It is true. It is December. Good morning. How have you guys been this month? I've been getting lots of calls. So there's a lot of activity going on. So I've been getting calls from you guys, so I don't know. You know, thank you, Joni. I appreciate that, and I love your calls for saying hello. But we actually have been getting calls for new listings and properties under contract. Fun challenges, of course, always have fun things like that going on. Let's start though with December. We always have, whoops, are we not moving here? Let's go to a slideshow. Can we do that? We'll see. There we go. All right, let's see if this will work for a little while. I'll have to bounce out of that in just a minute. We have, as always, many birthdays this month. Are any of you December birthdays here in person? Yay, happy birthday, Stacy, yay. She's excited. She's like, oh no, I don't want another birthday. Well, again, happy birthday. It's always fun to have a birthday right around the holidays. I've heard from plenty of people. It's like, oh, I hated having my birthday around a holiday, or I loved it. So it all depends, but you're in the middle of the month. So you kind of get to enjoy a long month of celebration. So congratulations. All right. We also have a lot of anniversaries here. Are any of you here celebrating your anniversary this month? We've got people that have been here. The 11 years, most of those would have come over probably with the final wave of John Hall and Associates. But we've got folks that have been here a while. Mark should jump back in. He was here earlier and he said he was going to come back. So we'll see him soon. All right. So little smaller, right? Little smaller. But the reality is yes, it's smaller, but look at this number. This number is 44 million, 44.5 million. The reality is last month was 47.5 million. So honestly, that's only a difference of $3 million, folks. But what this tells you is that was spread out among a lot of agents, not just a few, right? Because these are the only ones that hit $1 million themselves. So that the rest of the 44 million was spread out. Like I said, there's been a lot of activity. I just think it is spread out to a lot of different agents in the office. And so we've got some new names up here that you haven't seen, some names that have come back in that have been quiet. So kind of fun to see. No, Joni did not quit. Joan Levinson did not have a closing in November. So of course she was not up there, but that will probably change very quickly this month. So I'm going to see if I can make this happen. I think I have to get out of that to show this to you. How many of you are doing social media and realize that we have fun little, they're called GIFs, whatever they're called. So you can actually put stickers on your different social media options. There are all sorts of different ones there. If you have not seen those, I just wanted to make sure you knew that those existed. They're in your one zone. You can find them pretty easily. I can show you where to go later if you need that, but I just thought it just a fun difference. We haven't seen those before. Now, let's get to the real numbers because I know that's what you guys want to see. So as I said, well, maybe I haven't said that because right after our last meeting, we started to see the market change. You might not have seen it, but we started to see more phone calls, started to see more listings open up. Unfortunately, that's not really going to show on this because the middle of November didn't close in November, right? So we saw activity, but not necessarily there. I think the biggest thing, how many of you realize December statistically is always the lowest closing month of the year? Yep. And that's year after year after year. We did a whole chart on that. In one of the meetings, we looked at year over year over year, and December always has the lowest number of closings. So this is not December. Remember, this is November, but this is getting ready for December. So again, these numbers here come from corporate. They've pulled them from our ARMLS. For those that do not remember, ARMLS could include Prescott. It could include Tucson, could include Lake Havasu. So these numbers are really, really broad-based. If you look up at the very top left there, those are the numbers repeated here. So if you look at this number here, this is the November. The 16,272 I left up there from last month. That was the October, the 16,272. So a difference of 15. Like overall, that's really not a huge difference of active incoming students, if you think about it. I think we were all expecting a huge drop off because a lot of people take their homes off the market in December. So either those people took their homes off the market in November, right? Preparing for the holidays, right? That November crash where people are like, oh, we're getting ready for Thanksgiving. Let's get our home off the market. And other listings came up or people just kind of left things as they were. But that's not a lot of activity, right? So again, looking at the sold, if you look over there, sorry, this little guy's in the way. I don't know if I can move him. We'll try doing this. Kind of hard to juggle those on the screen. Here, we'll do that for now. There. Sold last month was 5,179. Sold now is 4,634, down 545 for November. Again, that's not off what is normal, right? So the key there is, folks, when we realize the interest rates this year are anything but normal, to have a number like that is really not that huge of a shift, in my book, is a positive. Right? We're not seeing any of this dramatic movement. It's pretty quiet. So that bodes well for us as we head towards January. UCBs, well, let's just move over to Maricopa County because that's really, this is where we want to zoom in. And if you look at Maricopa County from last month from October to November, only down 113 overall on actives. For November, that is not a huge shift. That's all of Maricopa County, right? Now let's go to single family. The shift from October, November, again, down 79 homes. These are not big shifts, right? So I think what we're seeing is the market has slowed down a little bit, but nothing dramatic as we head towards December. I actually think we're going to see December numbers will show more closings. I think we're going to see people that are like, oh, wait, I want to get this done this year. I want it for my taxes. So let's get this taken care of. As we go down to the single families, none of these numbers are huge, right? UCB and pending down 220, coming soon down 26. It's really not a big shift. The total sold only down 398 October to November. So October, November were pretty close together in terms of their numbers. As we head to our office, oh my goodness, these are within 300, right? And that the big one is the sold. We're down 245 from October to November, but the rest of this stuff is just really small. What are you guys seeing? Are you not, Joni, you're not seeing activity? No activity, no showings on your properties?
No. Because none of my clients want to list because they have to buy, and they are not gonna go from a 2.75 or 3% interest rate up to 8, even though I've got really great, rates that from my lender that
Sure.
are really armed. I
Right.
try to explain that to them. They're like, well, it's the holidays. We'll just wait till maybe after the first year.
Okay, what else, what are other people seeing? What are other people experiencing? Nobody's buying? I'm seeing contracts go in here, folks. Barb, you've got contracts? Everybody else here is quiet?
Closing tomorrow.
Okay, anybody else have a closing this month? You got a closing this month? Okay, Lloyd's got a,
Inspections right now, so you know how that goes.
Lloyd's got a closing. We've got an agent with 3 in escrow that they just put 3 in escrow last week. So, okay, all right, well, let's see what's going on next. You're seeing phone calls, pre-quals? All right. Why is my screen not working? Wow, that worked. Okay, let's go to these numbers because you like to see the breakdowns. So my little guy is in the way over there. I don't know if that'll make that much of a difference. Move that there. The ones on top are before. So again, just to show you, I went back to Maricopa County single family homes. So again, staying in that Maricopa County, so we know the boundaries of it. It's not the general one. But we've been tracking these since I came in. This is the one I started up after I started here in June. So difference from last month, on the market, 3.2, 3.3. That things are still moving. They're not sitting. Ironically, I was expecting that to go up. Now, obviously the prior 4 to 6 months, right? 4 to 6 versus current to 3 months, they were moving faster 3 months ago. There's no question about that. We know that, right? But we knew with these interest rates, things were going to slow down because the interest rates just killed us several months ago, right? So the difference between price, $1,000, like it's not very big.
In a general question.
Yeah.
People pay cash now mostly.
So
they don't care about the.
Correct.
If they're gonna buy,
and
you know,
and we
in there
we do have plenty of cash buyers out there, but Barb, as you know, is one of our lenders. Obviously, she's still got people buying with loans. But yes, there is still a lot of cash activity out there. There's no question about that. Do you have any idea? No, we'd have to look it up, but I'm sure there is. My guess is we do have more cash buyers purchasing right now, but is it any higher than last year? I mean, last year we had so many cash buyers here. So, but I do think Joni's point is valid, right? How many of you could sell your home or buy your home, existing home today with the interest rates? I mean, I know personally, I can't buy the home I have a 2.75% loan, right? So, right. So I do think Joni's point is very valid, and we do have those buyers. But one of the things you have to remember, and if any of you were here at the Monday Mastermind yesterday, Voz spoke about, there are always buyers in the market. Why? Because lives change, right? So you have people, they're moving, their job is forcing them to move. They're getting a divorce, they're getting married, they're having a baby. I mean, there are all these
getting old.
They're getting old, right? So there are all these things that change their life circumstances that are forcing them to need to move. So those are happening whether or not they like the interest rates, right? So, but again, these numbers really did not change, right? This, can't even see that. Median comparable list price went from $595. This is the one we were comparing to last month. $595 to $588. I don't really, the bottom one. It's really these top ones. $499 to $500, $588 from $595. So those were the list prices. So list prices dropped just a little bit. Let's take a look. I don't know why we're not. Maybe I have to hit the other one. Okay. So this one is within closest to the office, right? And this is just the end current to 3 months. I'm not doing the whole year back, but you can see last month, housing supply 3.21 on the market, 3.36, not a huge shift. 685 sale price to 689, 495. So, and last month it was up by 5,000. It was up by 4,495, right? So the shift, it's still going up just a little bit, but again, not by much. The list price dropped by, $2,500, not a huge shift. So I think that that is going to help us with the coming year. I think the rest of this month and January, contact your clients, be in touch with people to make sure that they know you're there. If you have not talked to them, make sure they know you're still a realtor and that interest rates are going down just a little bit. Why do I have this slide up here? Anybody guess? YouTube. See, he's been to my office meetings. So if you have not joined our YouTube, please go in and join our YouTube channel. I think we only have like 25 people. We have 400 in this office. So please go in and join. The more people we can get to join our YouTube, the easier it is for it to be found. All of these office meetings, including Mandy's last year of office meetings, are all on here. We put all those videos up there. A lot of her classes, the classes I've taught, the Monday Masterminds, all of those recordings have been posted here. So you have access to those. All right. Thank you to all of you who have updated your W-9s. There are just a handful of people we've had to call to say, hey, you're not getting our emails. We need you to update this. For those that don't know, if you have a PLC or a PLLC, your W-9 needs to be in the name of your PLC, not in your personal name. So it just depends on how you registered with the Department of Real Estate. This is not a Realty One thing. This is a tax thing and a Department of Real Estate thing. So we appreciate your cooperation with that. How many of you are getting my Sunday newsletters? Okay, if you are not receiving those, please send me an email. Did I send you that back?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I sent back the thing. So for those that don't know, that goes through one of those. We have a Resora is one of those email service systems. So if at some point you didn't like some email you got from us and you hit spam, you blocked us all. So every email we try to send you is gone. And so if you're not getting regularly, I send out the emails on Sundays. We do a first thing Monday morning reminder to our Monday Mastermind, and then we do a midweek. For those that have not seen the midweek, it's a very short one. Sundays, please plan for a little more time. It's very long, trying to give you all of that information in one location that you can find again. If you sort by README, they come up. That's why we have that up there. It's very easy to sort in your inbox, okay? All right. So at this time, we have a guest from One Future. Do you notice that that's got the one in front of there? So I'm going to escape this and go get your slideshow, sir. Okay. I'm going to let you. Do you want to do this as a?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do it in slide mode.
Yeah, yeah, the problem is you can't see.
Yeah, right. It's hard with the bars.
It's hard with the bars. They're all in the way. Every time I want to go over there, it won't
Story of my life.
let me get over there.
That's fine. It's pretty, yeah.
There you go. There we go. Oh, it's not doing it.
You click it once and then you gotta go from beginning all the way on the left there.
There you go. Why is my screen?
No, you're good now.
Okay.
You're good now. Thank you.
But you have, oh, there you go. You get the slide. I'm gonna get my coffee behind you. And
I
you're
was
good.
gonna, okay.
I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. We can't see where you are.
He's a little taller than.
He is a little taller.
Just look right at my nose. Great.
Let's see if I can find what you look like here. I'll come adjust it.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for having me. Melissa, I appreciate your slides. I'm a big numbers guy, obviously. I'm a finance guy here today. My name is Brandon Oliver. I am one of the advisors working on the retirement plan which we are calling One Future. That's me pre-COVID with hair and skinnier and less gray. It's my partner, Peter. We're local benefit and 401k advisors. We actually manage the corporate plan for Realty One Group. They asked us if there was something we could do for all of the professionals within their network, all the agents, all the brokers, things like that. Unfortunately, current tax code says employers can only let people into their 401ks if they're W-2 employees. So 1099 folks are out. That meant they wanted us to build something. So we built something. The website is agentbenefits.one. You can use this QR code to get there. If you want a one-on-one with myself or any of our other advisors, you can take a picture of this QR code here or email david@arcwood.com. For most of you, I don't think that will be necessary. It is going right now, or is it just like here? So One Future. This is going to be a website to allow all agents within the Realty One Group family to go and look at different retirement plan options that are available to you as self-employed individuals, PLLCs, LLCs, sole props, or even if you have a couple of employees. The why is probably pretty obvious. Even though everyone in this room, you have unlimited income potential. That's the good thing. The downside is you're not working in corporate America per se, so you don't have an employer that's automatically enrolling you in a 401k like everyone else does, right? You don't have some employer saying, hey, here's a match if you at least go save for yourself, things of that nature. We all have to do it ourselves. Another why for a reason we're doing this and why I see a lot of agents don't have 401k plans or retirement plans is kind of, I can back up.
No, you're fine. For some reason online, they're not seeing the screen sharing. You keep talking.
I'll keep talking. Is kind of a paralysis by analysis is what I call it, right? You're out there, you're networking, you're meeting a lot of people like me, financial professionals. I'm a recovering financial planner, just so you know. I'm a 401k advisor now, so it's a little bit better. But you're meeting all these people and they're telling you, oh, you should get a SEP IRA, or you should get a Roth IRA, or you should get this annuity or this life insurance policy. And you're looking at all these things and you just want to do the best thing. And then a lot of agents, they don't do anything, right? Because they get concerned they're not doing the very best option available to them. I'm here to say the One Future program is the very best retirement program you could possibly have for yourself. We spent a lot of time with leadership designing it. And what it comes down to is it is a solo 401k. Each and every one of you can open for yourself. You don't have to be incorporated. So you don't have to be an LLC, PLLC. You could be a sole prop. And there was a lot of things corporate wanted out of this thing. First and foremost, they want really high deduction limits for each and every one of you so you can get as much out of it as you need. So for contribution limits, the solo 401k goes up to $72,500 in deductible contributions every year. So that's a biggie, right? On top of that, they wanted the lowest cost they could possibly get. So the 401k, the solo 401k program we're doing has fixed costs per year of just $30. Usually administration on a 401k is around $1,500 plus. So that's really inexpensive. There are asset-based fees. So anyone who's worked with a financial planner or money manager before, those are usually about 1%. Those are still there, but all those really expensive hard costs, $1,500, we've brought down to $30. Some other neat things about it. So this is some of the things agents and real estate professionals want, right? You're used to working with all your clients, and sometimes they take loans out of their 401k to help with down payments. We have that in the program. A lot of real estate professionals, a lot of people, you want access to Roth, right? And you're told, oh, I make too much money, I can't do Roth. That's not true at all. Our solo 401k option allows everyone in this room, no matter how much you make, to go ahead and do a Roth option. Up to $30,000, even all the way up to that $72,500 if you so wanted to. No restrictions on income whatsoever. So Roth is you pay taxes now. Once you get retirement, tax free. So those are just some of the features. We had to put a lot in there, and we got them all there. Biggest thing to know about the solo, a 401k and IRA, solo 401k. Am I messing it up again?
No, it's not. Oh. Yeah,
I can re-record one and send it to you too. Is the deduction, right? We talked about that. You can get, instead of just buying a new iMac or a new phone or leasing a new car for a tax deduction when you have a liability, and yeah, I'm aware I'm here in 2023 coming out of 2022. I know it's maybe not one of those years, but a 401k versus just getting a bunch of expenses for deductions, this is all going to be your money again in the future with compound interest. So much better strategy there. So we think the 401k with profit sharing is the best option for anyone, just due to the deduction limits, right? If you wanted an IRA, you can only save around $6,500 per year. If you just were at a corporate America trying to save in their 401k, you could only do $22,500. But if you have your own 401k, which we call 401k with profit sharing, you can get 66,000. And the number I'm quoting, that's 73,500. That's for people age 50 and over. We have catch-up contributions. If you're a little bit older, you can put a little bit more. We also have the big boy down here for anyone in next year when you're all crushing it again, right? And you need hundreds of thousands in tax deductions. We offer cash balance plans as well. But for most people, 99% of folks, the 401k with profit sharing is going to be perfect. I talked about fees. I know I'm probably almost done here. Yes.
How does that differ from a step? Right now, I know my guy's not using on a step every year.
Yeah, so some, like I said before, majority across America, real estate professionals aren't saving for retirement, but those who are, most of them do a SEP IRA. Exactly. And that's just because that's what, financial planners have access to generally. That's what CPAs know about. A solo 401k or One Future's 401k destroys a SEP IRA. And here's why. So the reason each and every one of you, if you so wanted to or needed to, can put so much into a solo 401k is because 401ks allow for two things. They allow for employee contributions and employer contributions. Guess what? If you're a business owner, which each and every one of you are, you're both, right? So you're allowed to put in employee deferrals as well as employer deferrals. SEP IRAs only take employer contributions. So here's an example. This is the 401k column. This is the SEP IRA. I'm just going to ignore the features up here. SEPs don't have loans or Roth, right? But SEP IRA, employee deferral, none whatsoever, right? Solo 401k, 22,500 in the year 2023. Employer contributions, both of these, they are capped at that 66,000 I talked about, which is represented by 25% of whatever you make. Okay, so that's the biggie. So if I take an example here, let's say I have an agent that's making $100,000 a year in their age 51. If they did the solo 401k program through One Future and Realty One Group, they could put in 25% of whatever they make, right? So 25,000. I went to state school, so if my math's wrong, guys, just let me know, okay? But above that, they can also put in the employee deferral of 22,500, and solo 401ks have catch-up contributions, 7,500. The SEP IRA, no employee deferrals, no catch-up contributions, can only be 25% of what you pay yourself. So if you had a SEP IRA and you made $100,000 last year, you could only put 25,000 away. If you had a solo 401k, it's over double that. So yeah, a lot more, right? And this is the same for those of you who are incorporated, you're an LLC or PLLC, and let's say you make more than that, right? Let's say you make $200,000 and only pay yourself $100,000, which is a good strategy to bring down your payroll taxes. Same problem with the SEP IRA, because your contributions are limited as what you take as wages. So this is really what we see here for people who are trying to get max deductions and maybe, bringing down their wages or just want a larger deduction. This is going to be more every single day. I'm not going to go over compound interest today. The whole idea is, getting your money to work for you versus you working for your money. So that way, once you get into retirement, supplemental income. I know a lot of people probably still sell some houses here and there, but it'd be nice to have a nest egg so you don't have to. We're not going to do time value money. I will talk about this. This is going to be a more traditional 401k, right? So all the investments in it are mutual fund investments, which are diversified portfolios of a lot of different stocks. This isn't going to be self-directed. So you can't just go out and buy just Tesla stock. You can't go out and just buy Apple stock. You also, I know some people like to put real estate inside their IRAs and their 401ks. That's fine if you want to do that, but that's not this program, right? This is the more traditional, just try to save as much money and get as much tax deductions as you can. Those IRAs that let you put like an apartment complex or rental property, those are really, really expensive and really complicated. Go ahead and do it if you want, but what I think's better, use One Future, put as much money as you can in it. In 10 years, just close it down, roll it all out and put it in a self-directed. You can absolutely do this because this is your money. I think I am at time. Last thing I do want you to know is probably time limits here because we are close to the end of the year. The product that we came with is Invesco. So anyone doing the solo 401k, it's going to be offered through Invesco. They're one of the top largest mutual fund companies in America. They're the only ones that would give us the cost we wanted in all those features, right? With that, all the mutual fund offerings are offered through them. We do have some other programs, but I don't think these are right for most people, right? We have other programs if you want more than 70,000 in deductions. We have other programs if you wanted less than 6,000, but I think everyone should do the solo 401k because you can put in $50 a month or $100 a year. It doesn't matter. And then in future years, when you want to save more, you just save more. Invesco is manually reviewing every application. I got you in 1 second. My thing on the timetable, the reason you can put, again, so much into a 401k, right, is there's two sources. You're the employee and the employer. That's great. That's why you can put in over 2 times what you can put in a SEP. One restriction, employee contributions into a 401k have to be done by 12/31, right? So if you want to get more in and you have tax liability this year, which I know isn't all of us, right? I get that, right? But if you are trying to get the biggest deduction still you want for 2023, that employer contribution has to get in before December 31st. In Invesco, they take about a week to manually review your app to make sure it's accurate. So go on to agentbenefits.one as soon as you can, open your account so that way you can get that check in. You can post date a little bit, but I just want to make sure anyone who heard me today and wants a big tax deduction, jump on this if you can. I think that's it. Oh, the second part, that's the employee portion, right? That 22,500 if you're under age 50, or that 7,500 catch up, right? If you're age 50 or older, that has to be done before the end of the year. But that whole extra employer contribution, that 25% of whatever you make, that can be done all the way until you file taxes or your tax extension, which is very similar to your SEP, man. All right, Q&A.
This plan and the stuff as well, or is it?
Yeah, you can. It gets a little tricky because you just wouldn't be able to double up the employer contributions, right? So you could do the solo K and just do that 22,500 or the 30,000 if you're 50, and then you could do that 25% of income into the SEP. Absolutely, but there'd be no benefit. I would just stop contributing to the SEP and do the solo K, but whatever you want to do. Sorry, you were actually ahead. You had a question?
Kind of answer the question that maximum if someone is above 50 can put up to 30,000, if I'm understanding.
During
1K,
the year,
during the year, end of the year, before end of the year.
before end of the year, and then after the end of the year, you can put up to 25% of whatever you make, right?
In previous year.
In previous year, yep, so it's still 2023 deduction. They just want to wait till after you start figuring out
And
your
since
taxes.
someone is not able to manage 23, they start for 24. That's fine too. So in 24 again, it will be 30,000
Plus,
plus
well,
25% of whatever they need.
yep, capped at 72,500 total. Yep,
Capped and stuff. And so someone can just go to this website, click on that app and
Yep.
do it themselves.
yep. It's really easy, and I know everyone's financial situation, especially when you're self-employed, kind of gets a little bit more complicated. But this is supposed to be a no-brainer. Just go to the website, put your information in. It opens a DocuSign experience, and it'll open your app. It will ask you for things like bank account information, things of that nature. You don't have to do that if you're not comfortable. That's just if you want to go ahead now and set up a direct link so you can make electronic payments in the future.
Explain which companies is that mutual fund in combination of? Is it moderate or?
Bing, yeah, bingo.
It-
Yep, there's 40 to 50 mutual funds available within the platform, but right in the agentbenefits.one, right when you're doing that online app, we pick the 5 most popular. So you can get a money market for those of you who are ultra conservative. That's doing 5.3% annualized yield right now. You can just buy an index fund for those of you who just want to buy the S&P 500 with the cheapest cost. Or there's aggressive, moderate, and conservative funds as well, just to make it simple. But right off the bat, really the goal should be for a tax deduction and then figure out the investments in the next year. All right, I'm sorry, I went way too long. But, okay.
Any questions? We have plenty of time, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Want to make sure everybody sees that agentbenefits.one, that's the website up at the top. So if you wanted that, now is your contact information also on there?
That's important because we want to understand maybe, which cost, suppose if we pick a moderate, so what are we paying towards the brokerage fee, so it's good to understand.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you go to the website and you start looking at it, every single main mutual fund option is linked to Morningstar. So it will show you the underlying mutual fund expense ratio. But again, if you want a one-on-one with us, this QR code right here, and we'd be happy to walk any of you through it and answer your specific questions. Yes, sir.
You skipped over, there was one section, bank cash, $200,000.
Yeah, so that's a cash balance plan. So a cash balance plan is a hybrid of a 401k built on the old pension system. So pensions used to allow for much larger deductions, but people didn't like it because they never saw what their balance was. They always just saw a future payment, right? And we don't have very many pensions in America anymore, but we used to. But the system still exists to allow people to put very large deductions into them. So we offer cash balance plans. And those are for sole props, PLLCs, LLCs, and those contributions are generally based upon your age. What they say with the cash balance plan, unlike the 401k plan says you can put in $72,500 per year, cash balance plans say you can put in $2.5 million by the time you reach retirement. If they say normal retirement age is 65, you have however many years till you reach 65, you can get tax deductions of $350,000 per year into one of those. So Realty One Group wanted to kind of rename it. They call it the high net worth deduction plan. But really, if you want to Google it, IRS website, or just Google, they're called cash balance plans. And we do a lot of them with doctors, architects, things of that nature. But, most people are doing the 401k, but if you need more than that, there's a ton of room. Anyone else?
So if we meet with you, do you have an office locally or you come to us or?
I prefer, usually I do Zoom, but I can come to you. I can actually set a time to be here and meet with you in one of these offices. Obviously, we're doing them for all the other Realty One groups, so we can do that. And then our corporate office is on Northern and 16th Street as well.
Around the corner from us.
Yeah.
Next to the Phoenix Association of Realtors, if you're looking for it.
Yeah. Yeah, we've talked to them a few times. Well, I really appreciate everyone's time today. If you want a meeting with us, hopefully you grab the QR code. I have some business cards too. I'll leave on the back, and Melissa knows how to get a hold of me as well. But if you are trying to get a deduction for this year, start the process. But if you're having any more questions or need some help, please let us know. Again, it's super easy though. For the employer contribution, if you're under age 50, you can put 22,500 in. If you're over age 50, do the 30,000 this year, and then talk to your accountant after the year passes and ask them, hey, how much would you like me to put away? Yes, ma'am.
Can you give us your name again?
Yes, I go by Chainsaw is what my friends call me. No, not that one. Brandon, Brandon, last name Oliver. Yep, yeah, and I'm a CFP, so I can really talk about anything in the shotgun approach of finances. I'm also a fiduciary. I have been as long as I've had my CFP and as long as I've operated an RIA. So that means everything I'll tell you will always have to be legally, and I'm empathetic, it doesn't matter, I wouldn't not do this, but in your best interest. So if you say, hey, should I do Vanguard instead of your 401k program? Should I be paying off debt instead of saving for retirement? I will be able to give you advice on all those things. Or if you already have something else, I can tell you if it's just fine and you can continue to do what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's see if I can find my screen again. Trying to go back. It's hard with one screen. Yes. Let's see if they went back on there. All right. Go back to the slideshow. Oh my, and it is that time of year. We're talking about money. How many of you are looking forward to your membership dues? Oh no, yeah. Yay! Oh yeah, I know. Everybody's like, "Grr." So I did have somebody call the other day and say, so why should I join NAR? So, well, just so you know, in the state of Arizona, our Arizona Regional MLS system is run through our members. So guess what? In order to access ARMLS, you do need to be a member of a local association, the state association, and the National Association of Realtors here in Arizona. So if you were not aware of that, please understand that. Personally, my comment, I won't get into the whole lawsuit, but my comment is that I think realtors or real estate professionals across the country will really be upset in about 2 years when we realize what we lost as more and more people do leave the National Association of Realtors. NAR was, or currently is, the largest association across the country. And that gave us huge power in Washington, D.C., as well as in our local communities and local governments. And for those that did not and do not follow your politics, please understand that type of association makes a huge difference. And for those of us as real estate professionals, how many of you like that mortgage tax deduction that we have by purchasing a home? Does everybody understand how much that has kept home ownership as one of the key parts of our economy? And the reason that still exists is because of the National Association of Realtors and the lobbying power. So I think down the road, there are going to be a lot of changes when we don't have that large vocal arm. Now, politics aside, we have to understand that that is a part of the bigger picture. So if NAR does drop thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of members across the country, NAR will lose that strong voice in government and being able to talk to legislators in DC. Now, here in Arizona, one of the things, if you are not aware, we get our forms, all of our lovely forms, by the Arizona Association of Realtors. So if we go to a system where at some point we lose these associations, both local, state, and national, what forms are we going to use? Are we now then becoming attorneys? Because I remember that there's a statute that says, from Arizona, that says we have the right to basically be an attorney on these contracts. But I think that's a very fine line there. If all of a sudden we have no contracts that are universal contracts, will the state legislature then take away our right to do that? And will we then become an attorney-driven state? So be very careful what you're wishing for. I think, unfortunately, this lawsuit in the middle of the country that may have impacts all across the country, Arizona was at the forefront of a lot of the communication and how we dealt with our clients. If you look at the things over the last 2 to 3 years, it was many years ago that we said, please do not ever use the phrase, I can work for free. You get my services for free. We took that out years ago, right? But that was the conversation that was part of the lawsuit in the middle of the country that now may impact us here in Arizona. So keep that in mind. For those that are with WeServe, you had a deadline a week or two ago in November to save $10. I don't know. I'm in WeServe, so I don't know what Phoenix and Scottsdale, if they have any discounts. that newsletter that I sent you has these links in there.
Very-
So we just put those on there so you can click on them. Some folks say, well, what happens if I don't pay? Well, here's the deal. As a broker, I never knew this until I became the broker. So as the broker, we are forced to sever you, because if we don't sever you by the deadlines of each of these, and they all have different deadlines, by the way. But if we don't sever you, they shut down every other agent in our office that is with that local association. So trust me when I say, if you don't pay your dues, we will sever you, because we can't afford to lose, I don't know, 100 or 150 other agents that happen to be with Scottsdale, Phoenix, or We Serve, whatever, because they'll shut everybody down. So, and it has happened. So please understand that it is not a negotiable. We will let you know, and we will simply go online that day and we will take you off. So
Have you noticed or have you heard that people are dropping from NAR?
Yeah, that's what my question is too.
so not in Arizona, because it is not an option in Arizona, right? In Arizona, you must be a member of the trio, right? Local, state, and national.
Mhm.
I had someone joining us, coming back to us, actually. They're also licensed in Washington, the state of Washington, and they said it is not required there, and nobody's joining NAR.
Oh, my God.
So,
That's scary.
well, that's why I said, I think people do not understand what, it will be several years, but look, folks, if we lose that mortgage interest deduction, I don't know whether we'll ever get it back. It would take years and years of fighting to try to get that deduction back once it's
And
wiped
not
out.
only mortgage interest, there's so much work. I know they had that lawsuit, and yes, we are paying that extra $45 this year, whatever. But if Washington, you're noticing, so I'm sure where these three states, this lawsuit happened, their people may have a very sour taste in their mouth. And if it's not mandatory like us, then we may also see.
Well, and again, in our state, our MLS is owned by our association members. So if you belong to Arizona Association of Realtors, Arizona Association of Realtors owns ARMLS, right? So you cannot belong to that without the other. Now, apparently there is a way you belong, but it's, by the way, $550 if you're not a member. So it's $550 if you are a member, and it's $550 if you're not. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Or I say ARMLS is I don't know. They have what ends up being the same cost to you if you belonged to both. So it's $1,000. I'm sorry. It'd be $1,000 to join ARMLS that if you're not a member, and it's $525 if you are a member, and then your dues are about $525. So
It works out.
it works out the same. So
Jim Klitzman said the last thing. They're doing that so that it incentivizes them to stay with NAR and with the association.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Right.
Exactly. They should. There's
So-
more protection than you ever realized.
yeah, it does have a lot. I mean, again, how many of you are doing your C2EX? So you're working on your C2EX. So part of the C2EX is that you understand how the local government, state, and national governments operate within the context of real estate, right? So a lot of our laws that go in, HOA laws, right? It's the HOA laws that are done here at our state level that impact all of us when we're dealing with HOAs, with apartment complex, not apartments, but condo complexes, or even, planned communities. Those all impact our buyers, they impact our sellers, they impact our communities. And it's our realtors, when they get involved in that, to help understand and go to our Congress and legislature to say, we need your help because of this, right? So speaking of that, let's see if it's the next slide. Oh, or not. I don't understand why. This is not wanting to work for me today. Oop. Should have another slide here. Well, I may have forgotten to put that in there. I'll get to it later, but we'll talk about what's going on at the state here in just a second. If I can get that to go. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. How many of you came to our salsa competition? Wasn't that great fun? That was awesome. I think Ami is online. Thank you for your aunt, Frances. We've got some, recipe books if you'd like from Ami's, Tia Francis, and it's in Spanish. However, there's a great, translator on your phone. You literally can put it over it and it will translate the entire recipe. It's amazing. So, but as we get into that, looking to 2024, I'm looking for some folks that would like to join a culture club so we can do more fun things like that. And I mean, I've been doing the Wine Wednesdays, but what would you like to see in 2024? We have a whole year ahead of us. So I'd love to get your ideas. Please let me know if you're interested in doing that. Would love some support. Whoops.
How about a book club?
A book club. Come on to the culture club and let's set it up. That sounds great. If people want to do that, I would love that. So folks want to do that. I know one of our, Leah does that in Goodyear. So it's not far-fetched. So please, but come join the club and let's figure out what we can set up and put together. How many of you know about this photo shoot? Oh my gosh, who needs new headshots? Lifestyle photos. Did anybody take a look at this website, KatieLevinePhoto.com? She is an amazing photographer. We are very blessed she's here in Arizona, and she's the niece of one of our agents. In her off time, can I say off time? She's in California filming the Kardashians and many other celebrities. She is an incredible photographer. These were photos she took last week. You can see this is kind of going to be a lifestyle. It's not just your typical just headshot. It's $50 for a 15-minute photo shoot. Most likely you'll end up with about 4 or 5 shots is what we were told. So if you're interested, do not pass go. Do not hesitate. Give Melinda a call because she gave us the entire day. And we only have about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours of time slots left available. People have been booking them. So I don't know if you guys have booked them or not, but they've been getting booked up. So please do that soon. All right. We have a ton of stuff still happening. If you want to expand your education, keep working on things. I highly recommend the 12-13 class through Rock Title, Dominating LinkedIn. How many of you are on LinkedIn? How many of you are using LinkedIn with real estate? 5 hands. Okay. So please, if you have time tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, this is via Zoom. And then if you guys have not done the One Suite training, most of you have been here long enough that you should have done the One Suite training, the orientation, but just want to make sure you knew about the LinkedIn prospecting. I don't have the rest of the Rock Title training for January. If you go to Rock University next week, you should be able to, right down underneath there, it says training. So he always loads it in there. I just haven't seen it yet for our meeting. Yes, it will be.
This will be under Rock University?
Yes, Rock University, yes. Yeah, and you do need to go in and register, so. All right. So I don't know how many of you have been following a couple of my Monday masterminds. Voz with the Unity Group came out a couple of weeks ago and talked about guerrilla marketing, how to generate leads, and then how to get together and make phone calls. He says you should never call alone. So with that, we've created a call night. And if this goes well and people want to continue doing this, he'll come and help us with that. He's going to teach a quick class at 5 o'clock and begin dialing at 5:45 to 8. If you have your database, bring your database. You do not need to use his. If you're looking for leads, you can work with him to get some leads. I will have information about that before the event. But we'll have some pizza and salad, wine to let you chill out a little bit so you're comfortable getting on the phone, talking to people. The goal is to create relationships and build your database, okay? So if you'd like to do that, that is Tuesday, December 19th. We are ending the year with a bang here. Hold on a second. I can figure out how this works. And then on the 20th, you guys did ask for it. See, this is part of that culture. We are going to do an ornament exchange. Cap is $25, please. We're going to do it. Is it elephant style? Is that what it's called? where we're gonna pick numbers and the first person gets to choose, and then somebody can steal theirs or get a different one. So 5 o'clock to 6:30, I did push that a little bit later. We'll probably have dinner at 5 and then start the ornament exchange at 5:30 to make sure people can get here, because that's the only thing with kind of an exchange. You all have to be there to pull the numbers. It doesn't work if people come like, 20 minutes late. So that's why I pushed it back just a little bit. So come join us for that. No, I'm gonna have, I'll have something for you. Whoops, I'm going the wrong direction. This is not going the right way. Ooh, go back up here. Derek will be with you in just a second. All right. Huh? All right. Rev ups, folks, if you are struggling with your listing presentation, here is an opportunity to go and do the rev up on pre-listing presentations, open houses. We have closing and creating clients for life on December 22nd. We're still going all the way to the end here. Win the listing and negotiate the sale. You do not need to be a new agent to join a rev up. All right. We end up with having brand new agents to experienced agent. It allows for some fun dialogue. These are live Zoom presentations by our brokers here with Realty One Group. So got those still happening in December. Lots of fun. Obviously, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah for anybody celebrating right now. And then we're just giving you a key glimpse because our first Monday mastermind won't be until January 8th. And that's the day I do my managers meeting. That will be a vision board with Barb, Roberta, and Melinda. So Barb, you can talk about that a little bit. And just when you get up here, you're going to close us out here. But we're going to go first. I cannot get this to work. To Las Vegas. Now, some of you are joining me. I know I've seen the reservations. If you have not paid for your ticket, you need to go on and pay for it. They did come back and put the 555 still out there until December 31st. So if you have not done that and you're looking for really motivation for next year, that summit is, I can't tell you how incredible the presenters are. If you have not looked at the slide, I've sent it through with the video. The video is out there. The presenters in the past have been unbelievable. We are lined up the week before the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. I can only imagine we will have some NFL people as a part of this. There's no way they won't be a part of our event. Literally, what is it, 6 days before the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. But expect some incredible motivational speakers, some talent, musicians. We have no idea. They won't let us know who's coming. But really, I encourage you to join us if you can. I do know some of you are coming, and we'll try to get together and maybe we can all join up and go out for a bite or something. All right, we'll keep going this way. I think, Derek, it's you. Oh, well, real quick, if you guys are looking for a way to save some money, by the way, Free for Life, if you refer 3 people to us that join, the third person, when you hit that third referral, you get a free year of office fees. So that's $600 free. So if you're looking a way to cover your January dues, that you can cover it all, just refer 3 agents to us, have them sign up, and you'll end up having a few little nice way to start the year. There we go, Derek. Come on over. Are you going to stand up there? You want to come back here? All right, let's see if we can. I probably have to raise that up for your height.
I can just. Good morning, everyone. Derek Riley with American Home Shield. I always love giving things away, so we'll start with that. So as part of it, I have some Ferrero Rocher chocolates, a mixture of dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and coconut. And then I've got a wonderful smelling candle. If anybody's smelled the Anthropology candles, it smells like that. But everything I touch turns to soul. So I'll have you raise your hand with the answer, just so we're not, because one of them is numbers. So first question I'll ask is, what percentage of real estate contracts in Arizona currently include seller's concessions?
Ooh, a lot.
5. 44%.
4? They're really,
Out of all ones.
What was the answer?
well, I'll go with that, because like
What did you say?
46%, but I would say
44%.
44%. I would say that's
6?
46.
Okay, which one?
Chocolates or candle? Yes, so 46%. And then another question, hands. What happens to leftover seller concessions?
Profits for the buyer.
No, no. Other answer? Go ahead. Go, where does it go back to? Back to the seller. Yeah, so just to clarify, to make sure everybody understood that, the question was, what happens to seller concessions that don't get used? They go back to the seller. If you cannot use them up, they do not go to the buyer. So if you end up with that scenario, please work with title, with your lender, find something to use those monies for, because otherwise they go back to your seller, the seller.
Well, thank you so much for that pivot, because any leftover concessions, we can add on a home warranty or upgrade it.
Yes.
Yep, so it's a perfect opportunity, especially for first-time home buyers, because they can't call their landlord anymore, so they can call us.
That's right.
Fix things, but yeah, so ultimately we can do a quick turnaround, get the invoice over to title, or update the invoice, get it over to title. But make sure, yeah,
You do a 2-year, will you
we
do
do
it
have 2-year, yep,
so 2-year home warranty if you've got extra money?
yep,
So,
sure do. So thank you so much for having me.
awesome.
Enjoy the
Thanks,
game.
Sarah.
Excellent.
Do you have any changes? Do you have any changes with your home warranty at the end of the year? Any changes for January?
No.
Okay. That's good to know. That's easy. See if I can get this to move. Look, it worked. Roberta, come on over. I think you're a little short here. I'll pull this down just a little. Oh, I had to come back down to my height because I was.
Good morning, I'm Roberta with Rock Title upstairs. We're your title company. We're here for you every day through the holidays, except Christmas and New Year. I would like to take just a moment to recognize Melissa for the fantastic Christmas party. I know a lot of you were there. It was a great party. And congratulations to the sweater winners. That party was a lot of fun, and it was really cool to see her daughter perform with the band, and a great band too. We at Rock Title are here for you if you have questions, if you need some input. We're your support. We are your partners, and I look forward to seeing you and more in 2024.
So, and thank you to both American Home Shield and Rock Title for our snacks today. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And really, if you're not aware of all the training Rock Title has available, it is incredible. Please take advantage of that. And if there is training that you would like, let us know, because Justin will work to help get training to us if we need it upstairs. I'll try to help get other people here. And of course, we've got, like I said, we're working with Voz to do some of that. How many of you want to do phone calling? How many of you would like to come in and do that? Are any of you coming in to do that? Oh, not many in here. Okay, I'm seeing folks online that are. Okay, we'll see. All right, hesitant on that. You don't want to. Well, get over the fear. That's right. It is. That's why we have a group of people. That's.
If someone could talk for me and I'll sit next to them and I'll go for it.
Okay, the idea is to create the relationship. If somebody else is talking for you, you
That's
can't
what-
create the relationship.
AI with your voice and then just press a button.
That is a good idea, I think, but then it's not personal.
It's not you. That's right. She was saying to use AI for those online. All right, we're gonna shift over to Barb. So I got a little slide that came to me this last week in recognition of last month, and our very own Barb ended up at the top of the Epic $1 Million Club. So congratulations. We get to see her do her action here, but we'll let her come talk for a little bit.
The big screen.
The moving screen, I gotta raise that up a little. So
Hi, everybody. Are they seeing me in here? Or is it just-
No, you should be. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
hi,
yeah.
everyone.
Yep.
So, first of all, festive Tuesday, right? We're getting close to the holidays. I hope everyone's ready. I know I am not ready yet. But, there are still people very interested in buying houses out there. I am getting lots of inquiries for pre-approvals, pre-qualifications. One of the things that I have been locking people in on, probably the last 6 or 7 loans, with our 1-0 buy down that we have right now, which allows the interest rate to be 1 point less for the first 12 months, and we're covering 2/3 of the cost on that. Along with our rate rebound program, when rates come down, they're gonna be able to refinance at no lender fees and $1,000 towards title. And that is, they can do that multiple times within 5 years. So we do know that interest rates are due to come down third or fourth quarter of next year. Hopefully low 6s, high 5s, right? We're all crossing our fingers. But people are still able to get in now and have that lower interest rate. Heading into a major housing shortage for 24 and 25, we definitely want people to get in homes now before they're going over asking, and first time home buyers are completely out of the market then. Yes.
What do you think, or you want to talk about interest buy down?
That's what I'm talking, the 1-0 is an interest buy down.
Or do you recommend even 3-2-1?
I don't recommend the 3-2-1.
Why?
3-2-1 is very expensive, and I don't think that it's gonna be worth the money when rates are supposed to come down. I think a 2-1 would be good. We'll still contribute what we normally would towards the 1-0. But a 2-1 buy down means that if the interest rate is 6.99 today for that person, then it would be 4.99 for the first 12 months and 5.99 for the second 12 months. So that is definitely an option, and I'm seeing a lot of seller concessions out there to cover some things like that. So definitely think about that. I do think that rates will come down in the next 12 months for them to be able to refinance anyway. So at least the 1-0.
Good idea to suggest 2-1, but best, I think 1-0 is better.
I think the 1-0 is gonna get them
Just
by
honestly,
without throwing more money at it, but they can, if they feel more comfortable with a 2-1, we can definitely do that.
1-0 is more doable, that seller will also contribute.
Mhm.
2-1, seller may.
Well, the seller's gonna contribute whatever the seller's gonna contribute, right? You're gonna, us, the lender, talking with the buyer, are gonna figure out what that money goes to, the seller credits go to.
But-
Yeah. But any questions you guys have at all, I can do scenarios for you. I can do co-branded flyers like this one for you to share on social media or to share with your buyers at open houses. So just let me know and I'm happy to do that. We're here for you. We're your partner, and we go over and above to make sure your loans close on time and communication is effective and we're getting them the best deal they can get. So thank you and happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. All right, well, hold on a second, okay.
And Melissa and I did have a deal that closed on December 1st, where they did the 1-0.
Yes.
They will have the rate rebound, title was also on the title side, and there was another.
The other agent was a Realty One agent. All 4 were all Realty One related. And I have to tell you, the communication was incredible. So it was really wonderful to have that, a collaborative effort to make sure that deal went through. And there were some snags that we hit in the process. Like the fact that the seller said they didn't rewire the house, and I don't know, the photos all showed brand new outlets throughout the entire house. So it was like, really? I think maybe they did do something. So the seller decided to fix the electrical. So that was a good thing. It's like, funny thing, those photos don't lie. Like, oh, look, different outlets from the photo before. But actually, speaking of communication, we'll get to the buyers and sellers here really quickly. I know I'm running over just about 5-10 minutes here. The January meeting that I'm going to post here in just a second is not going to be the second Tuesday in January. Does anyone know why? What is on the second Tuesday in January? Arizona Day at the Capitol. So Realtor Day at the Capitol, I did not put the slide in here, I meant to. Realtor Day at the Capitol, please, if you have never been down there, please take this opportunity to come down. You get to meet with your legislators. You get to have lunch with them. You'll hear an update on any of the legislation that is going well, not necessarily forward, but being presented that could have real estate related impacts. And actually this morning, if you go to the Arizona Department of Real Estate, apparently they have a new trivia contest. So the Department of Real Estate has a new trivia thing on their website, so we might take a look at that. Buyers and sellers, who's got some needs for buyers and sellers out there? Any buyers? Nobody's looking to buy right now. I'm surprised. Nobody? Any new listings?
I have a buyer that's probably looking for a condo, in the Scottsdale area.
Price range?
No, but I have a client.
She's the lender. What, do you know what price range?
Probably 400 or a little bit less.
Are you looking for a realtor for your client or are you
No,
looking?
my client is still-
Okay, that's
I
good.
just happened to talk to him yesterday and we were talking about things that he wanted.
All right.
Well, yes, I did talk to a prospective guy yesterday. I don't know where did he go. They're looking to move from California here. Kind of interesting thing what they're trying to do is buy some old house with an acre lot with no HOA. And they may turn it into Airbnb with, they will build some units on it, get rezoned, so that kind of project they're looking.
Okay, so somebody looking for a land to be able to develop.
Which has a house on it. Because then the financing can go as residential, not land.
What's their budget?
I think they can go 700 to 800.
700 to 800,000 for
Yeah, I did find
a house with it.
something very things in fact in these, and
Okay.
South Scottsdale, like
So-
56th Street and Thunderbird.
So be careful of your zoning, right? So I don't know how many of you know that several of the legislators, cities have changed the ruling for a small home on the property. However, it cannot be used for short-term rentals. So the rule for almost all of the cities that are allowing these, what are they called? The
Scottsdale changed it.
ADU.
Scottsdale changed it, the law, I know, for Airbnb short-term rental.
No, this is for these ADUs. These are additional units, like a tiny home being
Yeah.
added,
Yeah.
okay? The tiny home can be added, but the tiny home cannot be used for Airbnbs.
Yeah.
Almost all of them have those regulation on them. So what they're doing is they're trying to allow homeowners that are trying to provide for in-laws or parents or kids coming home, that you can add that to their land, but they cannot be used for Airbnbs. Okay, so if you've got somebody looking at that, make sure if you're adding additional units, whether or not that can be used for Airbnbs.
Send us some information with that laws that they can read upon.
Yeah, you'll just need to pull up the law. They're by cities. So every city is gonna be different.
So
And
maybe I can talk to you later.
They might still check, if they haven't enacted it already, they'll work.
Yeah, most of them are working that there are no Airbnbs for those added things, yeah.
In fact, I worry about that. When I sent that information, I didn't say that you can do it. I just said, hey, here is
Yeah.
land which kind of matches your criteria.
Yeah.
But I want to send them actually at least one or two cities information what they're working on,
Right.
and where can I find it?
Under the city codes. You have to go city by city and look at their city regulations. What you can look for is multifamily housing. So multifamily housing is going to be different than if you have a single family where you add something.
Okay, I have a client that was going to contract, and they wanted to do, multi-family housing on their land, we have 2.1 acres. City planning office in Scottsdale, is very knowledgeable. So there, they'll give you all the information, they'll give you all the outlines. They tell you all about the GILS plan, everything, and how much you can build.
Yeah, for,
Yeah, just for Scottsdale, that's all they were looking for, Scottsdale.
I did actually find a lot of parcels in Scottsdale area, like 66th Street and Thomas, that all falls under Scottsdale.
Yeah, you have to go to city planning office. they'll
Right.
give you everything.
so for those online, it's the city planning office that you have to go to. And for those that don't know, anytime you're building, there's an overall building envelope that there's a ratio of how much building space can be built on the amount of land you have. So it's not just that you have setbacks, there may be setbacks, but there's actual a building envelope that there's only so much of the land that can be built upon.
I
So,
need to talk to the city.
yes, Mark.
So I came across something, a while ago, but it's good to talk about it and good to check things out. You do have to know everything. And, in one community, you were allowed to build a guest house. But the guest house could only be used by family.
Correct.
members.
Right.
So
That's-
something to really.
That's been the biggest thing is these guest houses and now these, what does it stand for? The casino, well, it's a specific phrase for these units that are added. That even if they're not considered a guest house, but these additional units, those units, almost every city that I was hearing was enacting those laws to allow them, because just so you know, they were not allowed until about 6 months ago. You could not just add another casita or something to your property. The building codes prohibited it. So they've been trying to free that up because they know housing is, we are in the middle of a housing shortage, and it's going to get worse, as Barb mentioned. We are still one of the top locations for people to move to. And with that comes a housing challenge, right? We don't have enough new homes being built. We're seeing all these apartments going in. I still don't know that that's going to be sufficient for the people moving here. So that's a challenge. Yes.
So ADU is accessory dwelling.
Oh, ADU stands for accessory dwelling unit. Thank you so much, Julie. Yes.
To answer my question from yesterday was, how do I search for those homes within a home? with the,
Oh, for the next gen. Next gen.
Does anybody know how to search for that?
There- There's a way to search for guest homes. I don't know that there's a way to search for a Gen X. Does somebody else know? You could do it in public remarks. The problem is, how are people actually coding, what are they stating? So you can always search for guest homes. It's a Q in the feature code. The Q stands for a guest home, a guest house. Q.
I wanted to add to yours, this guest home thing. I live out now in Twin Creek, if you can imagine it. I'm so far away. But Lennar out there is building some beautiful home within a home. And 3,000 square feet.
Sure.
One of the places for like 550. They have their top 10 of amenities that go with it. So I just wanted to tell you guys because I was shocked.
They're in St. Creek, so there's a lot of.
Yeah, but this-
Yeah,
this
they do a lot
place
of
was
next gen
like-
homes.
It's
Yeah.
actually Canal County out there, but I just wanted to tell you, because sometimes you look at it and you don't know where to look. and
Right.
there's all
So are they
kinds of
paying
stuff.
the agents now because they were paying you?
Yeah, Lennar was not paying agents. They're paying agents now. Yeah, they are. They're back to that. Okay, anything else? Any sellers? Anyone have new listings? I know this is time of year when normally we don't have listings. Anything coming up for January, maybe? Yes.
Are they listing a small little home in Sun City West?
Small home in Sun City West. I think I saw the post on that. You're getting some traction on our coming soon on the one exclusive.
Not done, no,
That's not yours? Okay, somebody else had a Sun City one.
Two bedroom, 2 bath,
2.2,
beautiful home.
Pri-
corner home,
price point
around 400.
around 400. Okay.
Yes.
Ju-
Right. 13.
And for those, how many of you have worked in the Sun Cities? How many of you done transactions there? How many of you know to look for the community advisory form, not the HOA form? Gotta look at the community advisory, please. Julie.
So I'm gonna have near the end of January, a 1 acre plus lot with a home that is 4.3, 2,400 square feet down in Levine. It's a Levine address. It's in the county, but in the city of Phoenix area, it's 29th Avenue, south of Baseline. It could be Horace property, although they don't have it as Horace property. They're using it right now with a small business, and they've got a storage area in the back. It's related. So it's listed, or it was canceled, so you can actually find it in the MLS, coming back the end of January, they're thinking 829.
This would be for my son.
There you go. You guys need to talk. All right, folks, I'm gonna close this down and our next meeting will be January 16th. Please, if you're gonna do the photos, don't forget to make the phone call and get a time slot scheduled with Roberta ASAP so you can get onto that. Again, January 16th, it's the third Tuesday, not the second, okay? We will see you in January. If we don't see you next week, hopefully you guys will be coming in for both the call night and for our ornament exchange. Come join us. Thank you so much.
Melissa, you can be my voice to talk to my.
Oh, no, 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 no.
And I will give you my contacts.